G'day and welcome. Alright, I'm going to do a video. I should pull the bike out so you can see it a bit better, but I just got back. This is what a dirty bike looks like after you just did about 80-90 miles on it, or about 180 clicks-ish, a little more than 180 to 190 clicks that I did on it today. And I want to talk to you today about the 20-minute rule. What is the 20-minute rule, you ask? I bet you're saying to yourself, what is the 20-minute rule? Well, okay, let's see, and yes, just like clockwork. Okay, the sun came out, the sun is gone. I'm going to show you the clouds here. There's some... I had like one hell of a windstorm last night, a bit of rain and everything. But otherwise a nice day. It's quite high temperature, so dark cloud there, kind of sunshine over there. Not sure what it's doing over there. Little sunshine over there, more clouds over there, and you get the idea. But the goal is this. If you're going to be out, like I was out, like I say, better part of the day, a good couple hours, just, putting around, talk to a few people, whatever. Now, when you're out and about, if you're going to be more than 20 minutes, a good idea to dress for the unexpected, dress for the weather. Even if you should do that anyway. Now, I always wear my onesie because, it's just kind of my ritual. I don't mind wearing it. It's not really that tedious to put on. Look how sunny you just got. It's not really that tedious to put on. It'll save my wretched hide. So, but it is a little bit warm on certain days, and if you're going to be out for 20 minutes, okay, fine. You're probably going to be okay, to chance weather. But there's a few spots today where the weather, although it was warm in the sun, as soon as the sun would go behind the clouds, it actually got a bit cool. So if you're out in a t-shirt, which you probably shouldn't be, but people are out there in t-shirts while they ride. I mean, everybody's done it, self-included, guilty. I don't do it anymore, maybe just because I'm more mature now, hypothetically speaking. But the idea is that what has happened to me in the past is you go on just a putting rain day like today. Like today, I just try to get myself lost, and am I lost yet? No, keep going, and just enjoying it. But you get out a little bit further from home, and the next thing you know, the weather changes. All of a sudden, you're starting to get cool. Even on a nice day like today, you can get hypothermic. Believe it or not, in the middle of July, you can get hypothermic. And it doesn't take much. So it's good to if you're going to be out a little bit longer than you think, it's probably a good idea to just take that into consideration so that you're not getting caught in cooler temperatures. The other thing is that with all these dark patches of clouds, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, you don't know what it's going to do. You might run into rain spots too, and then that'll make your ride a little bit more uncomfortable. But if you're already kind of anticipating that, even if it's a little bit warmer out, with all your gear on, once you're up at speed, like really, it's not that hot with even a onesie on. I wear a onesie. That's the full race suit type of thing. And even in really warm weather, it's only when you're sitting in traffic that it's murder or low speed. But once you're up to the highway speed, it's not that bad. It is warmer. It's not as nice as a t-shirt, but it's definitely, I wear it for safety reasons, safety equipment, so to speak. But I also wear it with the idea that if the weather does change. I'm not going to be caught off guard, because I've had that happen to me so many times where it's like, okay, I'm 20 minutes from home, I go to leave, and I'm just freezing the whole way home. And when you're cold, this is something to keep in mind. When you're cold, you don't respond as fast as you normally do. It distracts you, and that you start shivering or whatever. Even if it's, again, a nice day, you're on the bike and you're cold, it's going to distract you, and that could cost you your life. Meaning, like, for example, there was a deer standing on the side of the road today waiting for me to get close enough so it can run out in front of me. So I slowed down and stuff like that instantaneously. Why? Because I'm warmed up, I'm comfortable. The only thing I got to pay attention to is the road. I don't even really have to pay attention to the bike anymore. I'm starting to get past the point of, like the first 10,000 miles or kilometers, whichever you want, which is 6,000 miles. Around that type, even if you've been riding forever, it takes you about that long to get used to a bike and its characteristics. This bike, I'm at the point now where I'm not distracted by the bike at all, where I'm, constantly looking, see if the oil lamp comes on. It's just these little paranoias that you get when you have a newer bike. You can pay attention to the road and everything like that, and you're not distracted, which is great. But even if you're not distracted by your bike, when you're cold, you start your vision starts to wander. You start to not pay attention, and that's where you can get into trouble. So that's the point. So if you're going to be out more than 20 minutes, I mean, if you're getting caught in the rain 15 minutes out, you'll live. But you're going to be, even in 15 minutes, you'll probably starting to get hypothermic if it's cold. Even if it's not raining, it's just you get cold very quick. Today was quite gusty. Last night we had like 90-kilometer-an-hour winds. Power went out, everything like that, but it came back today, thank God. But it's still that kind of that's early spring. We're now May 5th at the making of this video. Yesterday was the May 4th. May the 4th have been with you. Yeah, I saw what do you call it, a stormtrooper riding a sport bike. And it was the safest bike on the road because it can't hit anything. But anyway, if you haven't seen the meme, it's really funny. But yeah, the 20-minute rule. If you're going to be out, and I've had my friends do this, we're out, oh, no, I'm fine, it's nice and sunny out, and then all of a sudden the sun goes behind the clouds for 7 minutes out, and then the other 7 to 10 minutes you're just sitting there starting to freeze, and then half an hour later it's like you have to get off the bike, and you can't warm up because it doesn't matter where you stop unless you go in somewhere. You're still cold. So it's a good idea, if you're going to be out more than 15, 20 minutes, dress for the weather. Again, if you're just down the road and it's like, okay, I'm literally 5 minutes from home, okay, you'll survive even in cold weather. But you get hypothermic for even a 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, it'll make you tired. Tired will make you not react and respond as well. And the less responsive you are, obviously slow down your speed. But not only that, it's just you're not as alert as you should be, and that's the danger. So dress for the weather, anticipate. Even if the day looks nice, this time of year it's unpredictable from minute to minute sometimes. I'm sure some of the places I went today, it probably had rained just before I got there and then dried up just enough to say it wasn't raining. But it had been raining for the past couple of days. So even though I was out and about, I really didn't know if it was going to be a 20-minute run today. And get caught in the rain, but it turned out almost like a 3-hour run, basically. Go here, stop for a bit, talk to some people, talk to Benny up there in Otter Lake. He didn't get his bike on the road yet, but he had his 69 Mustang out there. The thing's just absolutely gorgeous, canary yellow with the black stripe on the hood. It's just beautiful, beautiful bike, or car. Then I stopped, talked to a guy there just at the edge of my town. I saw him parked there, and it's a place where often where the mud run is and the hockey rink and all that. Everybody always stops there to rest. There's a little park there, or whatever. And a lot of times I'll see bikers there. I always pull in just to, hey, what are you guys doing? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? How far are you riding? This guy was riding pretty far today. He was actually coming from the far side of Gatineau, so round trip, he's going to be doing over a 100-mile round trip. So that's something that, you don't know what kind of weather you're going to be getting caught in. And today, the thing I noticed the most was the wind. It was like, the bike, I pumped up the tire pressure and everything like that. Bike ran good. I got some sort of funky starting problems, sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. So I think it's a fuel mapping thing, or I got to change the spark plugs and then I'll see if it's the fuel mapping after that. But it's just a thing. It's not a major problem, but it's just, it seems like it's easy to flood the bike when I go to restart it after a good run. And then, you got to play around with it to get it going. And once you get it going, you're fine. But it's done it a couple of times now. So just, maybe it's a thing. Maybe it's just the guy, it could be operator error. But you get the idea. But anyway, yeah, so this guy, when I seen him, he had his spring gear, but he at least had the jacket, he had the boots, he had, all the riding stuff you would need. And if you get caught in the rain, at least that way you're good to go. This bike doesn't have any saddlebags or any place to put a rain suit and stuff like that. But if it was a really long trip, I might invest in some sort of I can't really put saddlebags on this thing, but some sort of a carry bag for stuff like that if I'm going to be doing long range trips, or just wear what you need so that when you already have it on when it needs to do that. However, once you get in the middle of July and stuff like that, it's a little bit trickier because it's so much warmer, and wearing a rain suit is just something you don't want to wear on a hot day if you don't have to. But being too hot is just as bad as being too cold. If you're uncomfortable, you don't ride as well. You get tired quicker. And you're distracted. So that's why I bring out the 20-minute rule. And whether you're over hot or getting hypothermic or wet or whatever, just keep that in mind. All right, anyway, you guys have yourselves a great day, eh?